What's going on, peeps? So subscribe to the channel. I basically just cracked the code to the world. Now, I don't know everything, but I'm gonna give you everything that I do know. Of course, I have to do more researching and it keeps going, but it all ties back to one thing. So it's gonna be a long video, but it's gonna expose the world and why everything is the way it is. Basically, the Romans and the Greeks, all the stuff that they want to talk to you about about the Romans and the Greeks, you got to see, what you need to understand is the Romans and Greeks were never defeated. They still run the world today. In fact, they manipulated us from a while ago. Okay, so where are we going to start here? Basically, all religions are fake. In fact, all religions are based off of Roman. The Romans, which we need to understand, Romans, Greece, they run everything. They run everything. Jews are their minions that they picked. Everything is symbolic. Santa Claus, capital world. The world is a disc. Of course it is. The world is a disc. And these are all facts. None of this is belief. The world is a disc. Greenland, there is no Antarctica. Supposedly there's no Antarctica. It's actually Greenland. They have made it so you can't get into Greenland. Of course, we know we can't get in the Antarctica, but it's actually Greenland. The power of Greenland is, the symbol of Greenland is power. Their flag. Anywho, Greenland, it's all ran by the same thing, which is they run through kind of like the Norwegian islands and territories. And these things are basically Switzerland is the place where they operated out of. The whole world is run by Romans. Everything, the calendar, all English language, they had a big plan. I just cracked the code because somebody gave me a hint and I fucking found the rest out. I don't know everything, but I'm gonna break down racism in this video. I'm gonna break down why wars are going on in this video. I'm gonna break down giants in this video. I'm gonna break down Greenland in this video. I can tell you now, all Bibles and religions are fake. They're all from Roman. They're all for Roman. They're all made from Romans. They're all just relating back to Romans. All of them. And when we talk about the Romans rule the world right now. And we're going to get into that second. The Romans always did rule the world because they took over, basically. And they still do, but they hide. And this is the way they go about it. What's going on? Keep looking. How's it going? Keep looking at me, so maybe say something. Anywho, so what we got going on here, the Romans, Greece, they're pretty much the same thing. That's why you learn them about in school all the time, because they pretty much mind fucked you and they got the world under control right now. Pretty much all of it. We're gonna talk about Greenland real quick. Greenland is all green. They have their own moon. It's made of water. The aerial boreals, I think that's how you say it, is a reflection of the moon. Their moon is not the same as our moon because they never see night. They have no night in Greenland. There is no night out there. No night at all. No night. There's no night. What does this mean? They have 24/7 daylight up there. What does this mean? All animals and all creatures are all larger up there. This is all factual information. And I'm not the first one to know this, but I'm coming out with it and telling you. Everything's clicking. Everything makes sense. In fact, God, I don't know whether God's real, whatever you think he is, God actually, you got to understand, all the colonies and territories below Greenland are like used as like symbolic things. So when we talk about Denmark, Den is the Denmark. It's the Den because Greenland is actually the shape of a bear, and you're entering the den. So basically Santa, the whole thing I was talking about Santa, you gotta understand these are different creatures. There's things, giants. Basically, we're talking about supernatural human beings, giants. And basically what the Romans did, kind of around the Hitler, not around Hitler time, but he had the idea. The Romans left, the whole Bible is all Roman. It's all Roman. It's just the story they want to tell you, and I'm going to break it down for you. Now, I've never read the Bible. There goes a groundhog. But I'm going to explain it for you in simple terms. I'm really good at explaining things. My arm's getting tired too. I held the phone, shot some videos today. So basically on top of Greenland, first of all, their flag is power, that male dominance. All around the world, it's all Roman. They all have Colosseums. The churches, their architecture pretty much runs the world. It's all around the world. And these people basically in Greenland and in the Bible, they talk about it all the time, and all the other texts are made of giants. Giants are real, but most of them are extinct. The giants, basically, Romans went up there, the Greeks, we're just gonna say Romans from now on, went up to Greenland, and they wasn't sure if they wanted to have sex. The whole story of the Bible was just a story by the Romans. And this is all it is. I'm telling you right now. The Romans went up to Greenland. They fought with the ogres, the giants. There's so many different names. The Nephilim, the Book of Enoch, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're giants, okay? They're not here anymore because basically we've taken over. But what you need to understand is the Romans went and fucked the giants. It's what they did. They interbred with them. So right now, the Romans rule the world, and they have Jews. The whole Santa Claus story is basically this. The whole Santa thing is they're on top. There's so much symbolism I'm going to go over in this video. And I don't know all of it, but all our words, the Roman words, they're all English. They speak pretty much English. Except they basically take added vowels, basically. We added vowels. They don't say the vowels, basically. Do they to this day? I don't know. But the Romans, right now, we live on a disc. So hell, the underworld, we basically live in, and Canada and Russia enclosed Greenland. So Greenland, GL, stands for a lot more things, and so does M and N, but we're not gonna get into you know, letters and stuff like that. Maybe we will. Hold on, I gotta get under fucking here. The Nephilim, they're all the giants that you hear about folklore. They're real. There's just not that many of them. They're all in Greenland pretty much right now, for the most part. There's probably some other places, but for the most part, they're there. They're just big natural human beings. I don't know how much intellect and how smart they are, but they can take a sword and can take a bullet. They're huge. Now, gunpowder is what defeats them, obviously. Now, they're savage-like people, pretty much. So, Stonehenge was built by giants. They were built by giants. Not huge giants. Maybe there was. Just like giants. Just like, maybe like 18. There's records of them. But like 18 to 10 foot is what they're averaging now. They might be a little bigger before. There's such things as offspring. I'm really hyped up and excited to bring you this story. I love talking about this stuff. But now everything in my mind connects. All the Roman, all the Greeks, all the bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all made for the Romans control the world right now. The thing with the Santa basically the Romans picked the Jews to be their little elves. Elves are actually depicted as Jews. All the holidays are based on Romans. Holidays, holy days. Churches used to have big doors for the ogres or giants to go into. That's why you see huge doors for the giants to go into. That's just kind of like a fun fact. And there's videos of giants and skulls and stuff too. They're all over the place. They're just like the ultimate human being, basically. More so though, they were savage and they kill anything in sight and drink blood. I mean, they're just like in bigger human species, basically. So, on top of Greenland is the top of the world. It's Mount Olympus. It's Mount Olympus. And the bottom point of Earth is in Australia, Mount Zipolis or Zipolos? I don't know. But here we go. This is going to be a big video. And these giants basically rule the world right now. They have the whole thing blocked off. So you have to enter submarine, basically, because they're basically all racism are from the Romans. The Romans don't want to do nothing with nobody. Black people, any color people, no color people. This is where racism starts. You got to understand, the Romans at the top of the world. The world is a disc, kind of like a flying saucer. So like, you got to travel up the world to get to Greenland, because Greenland's top of here. Russia and Canada are around there, then the US. Australia's on the bottom. This is very true. This is not it. I mean, this is not like beliefs. I used to be somewhat beliefs. I mean, I believed it was real, so, and now I know the truth, and I'm so happy I know the truth. Everything makes sense. I have like 1,000 confidence because like I understand everything. Not say I know everything, but I know what's going on now. All the racism, black people, I'm sorry, and all color people, it's all from the Romans. They, even white people, they don't want to breed with anybody. They want to breed with giants and be a superior race. Just like a tyrant-y thing almost. They control the world through Switzerland. The CIA is actually in Switzerland, and they control from there basically. But they don't. They have a great barrier of oil rigs, and they shoot down all airplanes. You have to enter through submarine pathways that they built, and obviously you can't just go do that. And they make sure no one gets on the thing. So if you ever seen the snake, "Don't tread on me," that's actually their original flag. "Don't tread on me" means don't step on their territory, because they're going to kill you. That's why we're not allowed to go to Greenland, because they rule up there. Greenland is a place that's always sunny. It's not ice and cold like you think it is. Maybe just a little bit of it where the Inuit live, because they still do stay and reside there, and they probably live pretty good right there. But the sun never goes down. The moon is made of water, which reflects at night, which makes the aerial burials, whatever they're called, aerial burials. And they make the other side they make the lights that we see. Their moon is not like our moon because it's made of water, and their moon is their sun is always up. Their sun is always up 24/7. So the creatures, sunlight is really important. It makes everything grow. Like, so just imagine, just keep growing. It's pretty much like a fairy tale land. That's fucking real. Like, they're giants, and everything up there is just like more kosher, basically. That's why the Romans escaped here. This is why the Nazis tried to escape here. It kind of started in Germany. I don't know if it started in Germany. There was something that started though. Oh well. So what you need to understand, racism is not amongst us. They control the whole world. They keep making us fight each other, and they have few places they want to win. So they basically like say, "Oh, you're gonna win. I want you to go to war over here though." And they keep doing it. They only have few select winners. The Jews are their chosen race. That's why we keep hearing about the Jews, the Zeitgeist, whatever. You have to watch this video. And basically, the Jews are just like their slaves. Not necessarily slaves because they respect them, but they do like their minion work basically. And here we are. The giants, what you need to understand is there's giants, literally giants, ruling our world. At the top of the world, they keep saying it's, see, I'm not even sure about God anymore, because God just stands for, what was it? Something of Denmark, Greenland of Denmark, or something like that. Something real simple. It's not like God up there or something. Though I'm not undertaking God or denouncing his name in any way, but there's an acronym. In fact, all the words that we today, Roman, they're on top of the earth. So you see everywhere that they have, this is all a plot, a big plot, really big plot. Babylonian, starts from Babylonium. Atlantis is where, that's what they call where they're staying at now. Atlantis. They stay at Atlantis. It's not what you think it is. The Bermuda Triangle is actually right at the below, between Canada and Greenland. That's where the Bermuda Triangle is. You can't go here, obviously. This is where all the ships disappear and stuff. You're not allowed to go here. There's only entry into certain ways into this place. I completely agree with this and everything I'm saying, because it all makes sense. In my head, when it click, when something clicks, it all makes sense. And there's few things in my life that actually click. This is one of them. And I'm super excited to talk about it today. Now, basically, like, the Salem witch trials was just to kill everybody that knew about Atlantis. Their place is called Atlantis. It's called Greenland, though, too. Their capital is called Thule, but there's also another place right next to it where the Inuit live. That's not, but they have a greater capital. Thule. I'm not sure how to say a lot of things, but I know how to spell them usually. And of course, I'm going to get super hyped up over this. But this is what you need to know. Racism, power, war is all coming for them. Funny, someone commented on my video last week, history repeats itself. History repeats itself because the Romans been repeating themselves. They are in control of us right now, at the top of the world, believe it or not, which is really ironic. Supposedly Australia is the underworld, and it does make sense. It all will make sense. The world, again, is a disc. They are at the top, the dome, kind of like the Colosseum, kind of like Washington, D.C. Romans, their architecture is all over the world. They rule the world, and they wanted to make like a superior race. And this is them, the aliens. I didn't mean to say aliens necessarily. All the ogres and giants, Nephilim, Book of Enoch, whatever. I don't know about the half bull, half freaking thing, but they used to call themselves bulls, because you gotta understand, the Romans, like, think Sparta 300. The Romans, like, wanted to be pretty much, like, just dominant physically everywhere. And this is what they did. We are basically like, they went and, this is a well thought out thing. All the words, all the languages, the symbolism, all from Romans. And I feel like my life is not complete. But I understand where it's going now. I completely understand why we're not allowed up there. It makes completely sense. You can't fly over. They have a wall they built 20 to 40 feet. You can't fly over it, though, because the oil rigs and everything shoot down, anything. You're not allowed to go there because the snake, don't tread on me. They don't want anybody there. No one can go there. And you can only really go from underneath. That's the way they allow. Some people obviously know about this, but this is really kept secrecy. I don't know if this video is going to get taken down. But this is the truth, like, cold truth. They are racist. They are pretty much the KKK of the world. They're the ones implementing it. They're the ones. And then they have the Jews to do their work. That's the race they choose. 13 bloodlines, 13, I don't know if that's symbolic or not, went up to Greenland. They all left. Because Romans were never defeated. If you look in history, they left. They disguised the new Rome and stuff somewhere else, out of whatever the new Rome is. Their Rome, though, is actually Atlantis. This is how it all makes sense. It all makes sense. I didn't read everything because it's like a 500-page book. And I was reading it for a long time, but I wanted to get this out there. there was something else oh, what was it? I just remember because I turned my head and it was fear or something. It was real crazy. They what was it? I don't fucking remember what I was gonna say about the religions and stuff like that. All the religions are just Roman. That's all it is. And I don't want to say they wanted to create fear, but anyways, the Salem witch trials were basically anybody that knew of Atlantis, because some people did know, and they killed all the witches, which weren't really witches at all. And whether you want to call them witches or whatever they did, it was actually a disguise. Everything's a disguise, the Romans do. They're really smart thinkers too. I don't know how they breed intellectually and if they still got the noggin, because they're ravaged, savage beasts. These tall guys, for the most part. They built the pyramids. They built Stonehenge. We've just been lied to. Everything's a discrepancy, a lie. We are fighting our own shadow government and the deep state, but there's more to it because they're controlled by the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire control everything, to everything, to their flags, to everything, just everything. Like there's a few things that aren't controlled by them, but there's no sense in even getting all that because the majority is controlled by them. The Roman, they're still alive. Like, these motherfuckers are still alive. And I'm not sure exactly what their characteristics are. They're just super big physique, like super big. And yeah, the Romans defeated them when they went up there to the Greenland. Greenland. They defeated them with gunpowder technology. So obviously these beasts aren't smart. Now, I don't know how the genes would carry intellectually when you would share with somebody, if you would carry the intelligence of beings like that. I'm not sure how that works. Because that's just something you just have to see. So basically there's just a bunch of giants right now up secluded on, this is the top of the earth. This is heaven. They call this place heaven. They literally call this place heaven. Haven. There's so many, all the words in English are just so close to each other. They're pretty much the same meaning, all English words, it all relates back to one. In fact, I don't even think they had vowels in their language. They added letters to confuse you. They did. They're so intelligently planned about all of this. This is all disguised, all of it. I'm not just saying this to say some shit. Like, there's a reason why we aren't allowed to go there, and they have, don't tread on me. You can't go there, basically. They'll kill you. People know about this because the message was sent out. Now, some people are not going to believe it all, obviously. And yeah, that's basically the video. I thought it was going to be a little longer, but what you need to know is, what you need to take away, I'll go over it again. These people just basically eat anything in their path. They're 7 to 10 feet tall, bunch of land up there. Always daylight, always day. It's pretty much the Garden of Eden is up there. Their whole fucking book they wrote is up there. Like, these motherfuckers wrote a whole book for a place they escaped to just to tell you about it and not invite you. Guess who? Romans. It's the Romans after all. It's not the Jews. The Jews are employed by them. They probably have some secrecy. In fact, when the 13 bloodlines went up there, they had to do, supposedly they had to sacrifice some blood to go up there, which anybody would do if you're gonna go fucking bounce away. And they're just secluded up there, just in the green land. I've even heard the Inuit say that it's green on the other side, which it is. It's just basically, kind of think of like a dreidel or like something that you like spin almost. And we're on the bottom and you go up to the top. We basically are, America's kind of like halfway between the underworld and top. The more sun you get, it's just crazy. It's just really crazy how it is. I can't explain it too much. I would have to draw a picture, which I might do that, because I could do that easier. But it's just like a disc, like a flying saucer. They're on the top, and it's not like you can fall off the earth. It's not necessarily like that. Hell is basically heel, which is like the end of the earth, but not really. It's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like the underworld, yeah, it's just like an acronym and stuff. All you need to know is they have a moon. There's 13 moons they follow. Their seasons are 8 months ahead of us. So their calendars are 13 months. All of it. They must have been really smart people to think about it, even though I already said that. That they live on a 13-month schedule. Monday, moon day, Tuesday, 2 days, like 2 days, what's Wednesday? They all, whatever the word kind of means, it's just basically what it means. Just, it's like decrypted and coded. I wouldn't even read any of the religious texts anymore. You might as well throw all those out the window. Supposedly they communicate through churches. Churches are actually antennas for them. Some of the churches, obviously not all of them, but they're like antennas. The R upside down is basically like their union, their symbol. I know that doesn't make sense, but you know how some people have symbols? That's like, it's like an R upside down. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. You can go search the stuff too. So they're 8 months ahead of us. Their day starts on April 1st. April Fools. All their holidays that we celebrate are all from them. It's basically a haha, laugh at you type of thing. The joke's on us. Their calendar, because the way the sun is up there, the calendar, they have 13 months for 13 moons in the solar system or whatever's going on. So they have 13 months. What else I was going to say about the months? So they're 8 months ahead of us, basically, in some sort of manner. I don't want to say ahead of us, but in time structurally. Every calendar is based on the Romans. You can't argue right there. If every calendar is the Romans, that means the Romans run shit. The Romans have been running the world. They want to keep their race pretty much to them, but then again, they interbred, so I don't understand the point of it anyway. They are racist people. They're just dominant people. They want to run the world, which they have been. It's all a facade. All these people been telling you lies, and not necessarily lies, but they've been telling you lies. Everything's created. They designed the system to leave the Roman Empire and create the new Roman Empire in Greenland, where everything is like better there. It's basically the Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden, they write about in the book. Yeah. I didn't read everything, but there was so much information. But I got like the stuff that I wanted to get, and I'm gonna obviously read some more. This is something I'm actually want to read. Some guy came out with it. I forget his name. He came out. They just basically disclosed all this information in 2012. So when the year was gonna end, the Mayan calendar is built on them too. It's all built on the Roman empires. They just took everything is by the Romans. That's pretty much all you need to know. All the Colosseums, all those pyramids, the Stonehenge were just built by giant us. Giant us, basically. Probably like just how you domesticate animals. And that's just crazy. Those are the answers. I don't believe, like, nothing's set in stone, you know, but this is the truth. Like, this has to be the truth. This is definitely the truth. You can believe what you want. This is crazy. Now we see where all the corruption they make people fight each other, but they already have their winners. But we still fight each other, loot, just like the Romans, because this is the whole saying, history repeats itself, and every saying comes from the Romans. They created it just to basically fool you, and I love these pimples on my head. Great. Yeah, I gotta freaking go over here. But that's basically the video, to be honest. As I get freaking hit by this fucking thing. But yeah, and there's evidence of like giants already. You can just go search giants, you know what I mean? No one's came out and said this though. And Atlantis is actually there. It was kind of like the Greenland was kind of forgotten in a way, and then rediscovered. Discovery, disc covers. A disc, like I was talking about, covers the world because it is a disc. That's why it's called discovery. All their words are pretty much manipulative, or if you don't want to say, like, be derogatory like that, you can say, want to be more positive or whatever, you can just say all of them are like symbolistic. Symbols, all of them, everything. In fact, their numbers actually equal letters and symbols in their language. English runs the world because there's a reason for it. I always fucking knew there was something going on with these Romans, because I remember in class they would play these gay-ass... No, they weren't gay. I was actually interested in them. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But they would play the the videos of the Greeks in the mythology and like Romans, and I'm like, what the fuck are they playing this for? Like, it was interesting, but like, you know, in class, you know, and you're watching a movie, and then you have like the Monitor, the Minotaur, and stuff like this, and you're just like, why are they playing this Romans? They always talked about the Romans. I know why now, because the Romans were trying to basically beat us in the head all day. They own everything. It's not, I don't even think it's not the Jews and the Rockefellers and all of this. It's the fucking giants. The giants at top. So it's basically like a dome. Anything that resorts to the top, mountains, domes, it's even on the flag. It's pretty much everywhere. I'm trying to think of some other things. Twin towers, pillars, eclipse, OBELISKS, or OBLEISKS. That the pillars that you see everywhere are made by the Roman architecture, obviously, and they there was something about them. I don't know. They stand for the cash symbol. The Twin Towers are all around the world, not just the Trade Center in the U.S. Twin Towers, there's like over 100 of them. And the dollar sign is pretty much the Twin Towers too. The Twin Towers are just Roman architecture. They want to pretty much shove it in your face. That's why Roman architecture is everywhere. And that's why Washington, D.C. has the dome on there. Because they are dominant. They are on top. They're the dome. They're on top of Earth. This is very true. And this is why they place their architecture everywhere. Finally finding out some things in life, baby. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to make this video, you know, I pretty much exposed what I had to expose. It's really interesting. If you'd like to know more, I'm going to come out with some more, and maybe I can link you to some of the info that I found, you know, which you just have to want to know the stuff. I've always wanted to know a lot of things, certain things in my life. And this is it, baby. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for viewing this. You know, taking into consideration what's going on, let's stand up together and again, fight these people. History doesn't have to repeat itself. We can come together and be peaceful for all of us. You know what I mean? And I want to do a viewer discrepancy right now, just real quick, for the vegetarians and the vegans. I don't care what you want to eat. If we could survive off of vegetables and I didn't have to eat that, that's fine. If you don't know the story about me, I was laying on from veganism from 2 years, and I was excessively working out because I felt like I could, but I felt like I was starving every day. I don't agree with veganism. That being said, my stuff can change in the future. I just want to say, as a human species, as our species, if we have to eat animals to survive, then we would do that. Now, we don't have to eat humans, such as cannibalism. If you want to eat a human that's passed away, go ahead. They do that in India. They do that in some cultures. Not the bloodsuckers, elite, and the celebrities that go around torturing little babies. I'm not with that. But if we had to, a species, eat another species, such as an animal, I'm all for that. It's just, there's no questioning this anymore. I was laying 3 years because of veganism, 22 to about 25, and I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering, laying on the floor for 3 years, 22 to 25. Now, for anybody, I'm not taking shit from any vegan or anybody. If you want to go lay on the floor for 3 years, which I would say you have to do from 22 to 25 to make it fair, and just not be able to think, not be able to know what's going on every minute want to die, then go ahead. Now you know what I feel like, but you'll never know. You'll never know what I went through. And I didn't even know life could get like that. Just a little summary. And what I'm saying is, obviously giants going around and just tearing everything up is not the solution. Which is basically what's going on. And I'm not with the bloodsuckers either. But if I had to eat an animal, that's how God made us, or nature is. We would have to eat it. Does everybody have to eat animals? Or, some vegetarians or whatever? Who knows? But listen, as a species, we have to eat what we have to eat. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whether it's survival or not. What is it? It's going to promote optimal health, and what is it for your best for your being? That being said, I do not agree with the, torturing babies, torturing anyone, even bullying. Don't agree with the bloodsuckers, because here's my problem. If you have to hide what you do, that's a problem. That's a problem. It's a good technique, but it's a problem. Anybody who hides is not a real man. Same thing with a woman. I speak for both. Man, you got to understand, these Roman guys think they're the man. They call themselves the man. They consider us humans. They think they're the man. Like, literally, they think, you got to understand, this all dates back to an M-sounding word, Minos or Minios. It was some Roman name. It all started from him. All the M's and N's. They think they're superior, basically, or they want to be superior, and to a degree, they kind of are right now. But obviously, there's a lot more of us than them. I guarantee that. And they call themselves the man. They think all of us are basically inferior to some degree. They have to. Or they just want to completely conquer us. Which, the one world government and all things like this is just all being orchestrated by them. You need to understand this. It's not... Of course, they have minions probably and stuff like that. Of course. Like actual minions, which is us. But they, for the most part, it's them who are controlling us. It all makes sense now. And what I was saying about eating meat basically was, like, if I have to eat meat, you know what I mean, then I have to eat meat. I'm going to do it in respectful honor. I'm going to do it honoring everything I'm going to do. Hey, if I don't have to eat meat, even if I laid on for 3 years and I don't have to eat meat anymore and something changed, everything I say is nothing set in stone. And nothing anybody says is set in stone. Only if you want to think that. I'm always adapt to change. I've always been throughout my whole life. In any given scenario, I've always been adapt to change. And I always will. In fact, life is fundamentally being able to change and adapt. Flexibility is more than stiffness. So if you want to be a big bodybuilder, go ahead. Be a flexible acrobat. Way better. It's always better. Flexibility, I'm so keen on flexibility now. More than I ever was. And that being said, what I was getting about when eating the animals and stuff is, hey, if we got to eat animals, then we got to eat animals. I'm not saying every one of us that has to eat animals, and there's some people who don't have to. Some people who don't even need animal products. Hey, who knows what's going on? But what I'm saying is, I'm not arguing with anybody. Do not debate this with me. Please don't. You have no clue what I went through. Like, absolute hell. Like, I can't... Like, I never even explain to people because no one's going to understand. And that's just something I have to live with. Completely live with. I've seen a lot of things that you couldn't even imagine, basically. And I just want to make this, like, really appropriate, I guess, about with the eating the meat. Like, it's a difference when you honor the meat and respect the meat, versus torturing it and do all these other things to it. You know what I mean? So, I understand, I was in it for the animals too, even though this really doesn't have nothing to do with the video. That's a lie, because it does, though. And it's just, you gotta understand, I don't eat meat for flavor. Not at all. I don't eat any food for flavor. No, I don't eat any food for flavor. I eat it for nutrition. And I eat it for power and energy, basic energy, you say. You know, everything's subject to change up. I just know that for me. A lot of people don't know that. I understand. Trust me, I'm a son of God. I'm completely reasonable, completely realist. I love everyone, honestly, to a degree. You know, I'm saying, like, yeah, there's these bloodsuckers out here, these celebrities out here, no one gives a fuck about you. These people just lack love for the most part. That's everything lacks love. Hey, if I have to kill somebody and it came down to it, if I had to, yeah. If a robber's in my house, yeah. I'm gonna, I'm gonna do what I have to do. And that's the same thing with the animal. It's like a lion goes and eats. He doesn't, it's not good or bad. He just goes and eats, Same thing with a gorilla. We are not a fucking gorilla. Don't even give me that shit where we can go around, sit all day and eat vegetables. I don't want to sit all day and eat vegetables. I'm going to eat what's appropriate for me, and I recommend you do the same for you. I know, listen, because I'm done with the whole vegetarian, vegan, do we have to kill animals, whatever. No one wants to do factory farming, obviously. And there's obviously people out there eating fucking babies, and and then we got these giant things that want to take over the world. There's light in everybody, and obviously at one time we probably had a good association with the giants. I don't even know the word I was going to say, but I don't magically, but anyways, or maybe domesticated them, or just friends with them, friendship, some of them. Nah, I smell a fucking skunking. But these giants, basically, built the Stonehenge. It makes sense. They're strong. They can pick up a huge rock. And we commanded them to do it, or they did it for us, or maybe it was a friendship partnership. What I want to say is, even in the darkest people, they're mostly somewhat unconscious, and they've never seen the light. Now, I was never really there's evil in all of us. We need to understand that, but it's which side you want to pick from. I can go, there's no hate in me at all, and if I do, it's fooling around. There's really no hate in me. I lost it. I don't have energy to hate anymore. It's not in that direction anymore. My life pretty much took a complete 180. Not even 180, just so much more. I can't explain anything, really. I just can't, about me and how I actually feel. Just know, like, I truly do, like, love everything. It's not something where, like, I'm one with everything, Your environment is a stimuli to how you actually feel. So if you're happy, the environment around me is happy, It's just pretty much how it is. In fact, your world is the outside world. I've seen my whole world shake like this, if that makes sense. Kind of like you're drunk, but I see it from a first person, kind of like a simulation. But it's kind of like that, but a little bit more. And just, I feel like I was going to fall off the face of the earth. Literally, right on land. It doesn't make sense, but if you want to get something logic, I just know life's all about feeling, and what I feel is real. And what I always speak, what I feel. And just know, like, what I was getting at with animals, again, about the species, is like, if you have to eat meat, then eat, and just, like, shut up and move on about it. For the people who don't eat meat or whatever about that, like, it's, some people do choose it, but it's just like, just the arguments, I see, like, how crazy it is. It's just like, it's just like, eat meat, and I'm not talking about the meat eaters, shut up about it, but the vegans and the vegetarians. I don't agree with your philosophy. Like, if you don't want to eat animals, then fine, you know what I mean? If there's a way out there where we couldn't eat animals, that's fine, but don't think you fucking have it. Sorry, I don't mean to come at you like that, but there's so many vegans out there, and it's just like, there's so many people who stop being vegan, and this isn't just the first case, If someone has an answer, okay, I might look into it, I'm also going to see how they look. But it matters how you feel on the inside at the end of the day. Naturally, I think we're supposed to be medium, bulky size, just in tall, So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If that doesn't make sense, I just don't want all this propaganda with the vegan and the vegetarianism. I'm not saying, like I said, nothing's set in stone, but it is what it is. Because I wanted to say that about the species thing. Like, if you have to eat another animal, then just go do it. It's just like, because we are humans, we're our own species. This is what I couldn't think of the analogy. I didn't really have one, but I did prior, but it kind of like came. So basically ants all work in ants are their own entity, their own whatever, and they all go and they work in a colony together. A lion and its pack all work in a pack together. Humans, we all work in a pack together. So we'll work in a pack together to do what we got to do. It's just as simple as that. It's not like the ants say we can't go and invade your house for some sugar because we need some honey. No, it's just like, we're gonna go up in your house together. We're gonna make the trail together. Humans, if they need to eat meat, then let them go eat meat. It's just as simple as that. Like, if there's a way out of it, they can take into consideration, that's fine. I know this didn't have much to do with, with the giants and them ruling the world, but it does at some point. And I just want people to know about this, you know what I mean? It's not like, people, yeah. So that's basically it for the video. Hopefully that made sense at the end. So have a nice day. Thanks for tuning in. This is probably the realest. It's so funny. I always think I'm going to make like the realest video, the best song. I mean, I don't necessarily think it all the time, but this is definitely the best video I made to date. For sure. I know it is. It's the realest because I feel it. And I think it's true. I don't really care what other people think. Not saying it just, it's what I believe at the end of the day. It's all me. So, yeah. And I'm just giving the knowledge to you like I always did. It's all about truth. There's nothing for me to lie. There's nothing for me to hide. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Have a nice day, and thanks for tuning into this video. Like I said, it's like, I want to say my best video to date. And I just always think it's going to get, well, it's just like I didn't know it was going to get better or whatever, but it did. And yeah, so don't always think it's the best though, because there's always better to come. There's always more to come. Because I know I said like I always think the best song, but don't get that mentality. Everything is practice and everything is going to get better. Life gets better. And now you can see where all this corruption comes from and all this tyranny. It's all from the Roman, even the racism. Majority of it, I would, most of it. And, you never want to think this is your best, because if your best was yesterday, then what are you going to do today? You're going to try to succumb to what you did yesterday. Life's not about comparing yourself to anyone, even to yourself. Just because you were number one athlete when you're 10 doesn't mean you're going to be a number one athlete when you're 20. You may break a leg. You may never run again. Don't compare yourself, people. Every day is the best day. Every day is a magical moment. Life is meant to be celebrated. We're meant to be happy. It's meant to be easy. Don't let these people control you and fool you. We need to band together and build an association with ourselves. With our inner selves, but with the community around us, so life can be easy, so we don't have to do this monotonous jobs that pretty much are slavery. And pretty much we have these little cowards basically hiding on the top of the earth and controlling us. That's what it is. Of course, they have roots deep planted in here, so we would have to dismantle them. But we can do this together. I strongly believe that. It's all about what you believe. In fact, I would say belief is everything. Whatever you believe is what turns into your reality. So, take that into consideration. I hope you have a nice day for the third time. Long video, but it's the best video. I guarantee it. At least for me, I would say. I think so. So far. So everyone gets better. Have a nice day. And I wish you the highest, most. I wish you the best. Why did some other people not come out like this? Maybe. I don't know. But I hope this reaches you. Have a nice day.